Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the BTS Summer Cup. We have arrived at the penultimate match, the decider for who goes straight to Summit 9, and it's between New Guys and Wind and Rain. And I'm excited for some hardcore Dota. You ready, Liz?
I'm ready, man. I'm really excited. I'm thinking, like, is it gonna go like yesterday's Wind and Rain, just gonna sweep through New Guys, or are New Guys carried on the wings of their recent victories? Are they gonna put up a fight this time?
Yesterday didn't happen. Yesterday didn't happen. That's the way you gotta think, right?
Yeah, yesterday didn't happen. Enchantresses, they what do what do about Enchantress, comrade? Do you ban it? Do you let it go?
Pick links.
Or do you pick against it? Well, today they haven't gotten their lone druid at all, so I don't know. It's not being banned by Wind and Rain, and they're not worried about that lone druid in the hands of Exotic Deer because they made swift work of him. Like they really handled him well. They picked that dirty little Anch with, was it a Tuskar? Yeah, it was a Tusk, and they just wrecked that lane.
The question is New Guys going to pick a dirty little PL again? Because that...
Oh yeah, they've been playing PL the whole day.
You know, maybe that's just the comfortable. Why change it, right? Like, that's what happened in Game 2 of the previous series. It's like, why change it? Just pick it again.
Why change it? Yeah, if it works. You've been playing it for a while now. You know, there's one point, though. First of all, they banned out Mirana. Forev just destroyed him on that Mira as well. He was really good. So that ban is kind of nice. But overall, there's this thing, like when you play the same strategy over and over again. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't benefit you, actually, if you're playing it for like 3-4 games in a row. I've talked about this with many captains and teams. Like, switching things up is actually beneficial to you. At least switching between different heroes.
Because you kind of get complacent, like you start doing the same thing you done last match because it worked that time around, and you don't flex.
Exactly, and then you don't really adapt to the situation. You're kind of in like a machine, you know. You're repeating yourself. So maybe they go for the same thing. I mean, when the same thing is your comfort zone, and when you have those comfort picks that you always want to pick, you can't really blame them. But they lose this pick. We talked about this.
It's a comfort pick of everyone today. As CM appears in every game so far to happen in today.
And New Guys, you ban out the Shadow Demon, but you don't ban the Crystal Maiden? You don't steal the Crystal Maiden? Really? After what she's done? After what you've done with that Crystal Maiden? And they open up with the PL and Warlock. PL, something that they have been playing the last series the whole time, and the Warlock, just a completely normal hero that's been in the meta for quite a while. Kind of fell off a little bit due to he got nerfed a bit, so he can't really bring as much sustain to the draft, but he was also replaced by this little guy, Witch Doctor. And look at this, man, Wind and Rain.
This little guy. It's, you know, they've been watching. They're like, okay, we know what you want to do. We know what's coming. We'll trick you. We'll do your strategy against you. We want late game. Looks like we're gonna have another game going 60 minutes.
Man, they just stole it away. I mean, these GPM talents on Crystal Maiden and Witch Doctor are so amazing. You can't really. The problem is Warlock is a great hero. His talents are all right, not great. While Crystal Maiden and Witch Doctor, man, those heroes scale well. These two supports are amazing. And stealing Witch Doctor, well, I don't think they just wanted to steal it. It's a hero that works very much like Warlock, brings a lot of sustain to your team and to your lane, is a decent laner, and overall combos fairly well with Crystal Maiden and enables her to be that position 4. Plus, the aura of Crystal Maiden works really good with Voodoo Restoration, because you can kind of have more mana always to make that healing really kick in. So overall, I actually enjoy that Wind and Rain stole both of their supports that they've been playing for 2 games now straight. So that's actually interesting. Wind and Rain have definitely been watching those last 2 games.
No, and they do love to see themselves. Here's the interesting part, though. Wind and Rain have actually given Crystal Maiden their offlane before, so it's not necessarily going to be on the supports on it. Could be Forever playing that CM.
Yeah, that's actually right. You're calling that right because the thing is, Wind and Rain's captain March, he's been. I think he's there. No, not captain. I'm sorry, coach. I believe he's been playing the Crystal Maiden offlane for quite a while now, and this Crystal Maiden creeped in through him as well. Like he's one of the first guys that I saw in pubs. One of the first guys that started spamming this hero, and he didn't play her as 4. He played her as 3. So perhaps that's the deal. Maybe Forev steals that Crystal Maiden away, and plays it as 3 as well. Not your most convenient and conventional offlaner, right? Like Crystal Maiden offlane. If you told me that half of a year ago, I would ban you. I would be like, what the hell, man? Just, well, maybe it works in your 2K pubs, you know. But here, like, times have changed, man. Crystal Maiden, what a hero.
Yeah, come on, be fair. 2.5k, okay?
Sorry, my bad.
I mean, you know, there were kind of a few heroes that hitting off like that. CM was one of them. I think Triumph was another one that people kept experimenting with in the offlane as well, rushing Meteor Hammers with mixed success. I don't think that's a hero we'll ever... I mean, I'm going to say that now. I'll be proven wrong like a month or 2 or something. But it doesn't, like... CM has a better transition than Trin, I'd argue, into that core role.
Yeah. The point of this hero is the talents, right? The level 15 talent. Once you reach that level 15, you're set, man. So level 15, but this guy, honestly, if I've seen any hero work really well against Crystal Maiden, it's been Clock. On the lane and off the lane. Because she's very squishy. And she's not really fast. Like, she doesn't move really fast. Her movement speed got buffed a bit, but it's still bad. And with Clockwork, if you catch her with a battery assault, like 9 out of 10 times you can actually kill her off, as long as she doesn't have force. But I'm talking about these early game laning scenarios. However, if this is 3 or 4 Crystal Maiden, she's most likely going to be up against Phantom Lancer and Warlock, and I don't see space for Clock there. So maybe mix something up if you're a new guys. But if you mix something up, then your Phantom Lancer is playing like without that sustain that Warlock gives him. So I don't know. I think this Clockwork isn't gonna be near the CM, at least in these first few waves. Maybe when he starts rotating. So yeah, we'll see. But a hero that works really well versus both CM and the Witch Doctor. Now, Wind and Rain, they're gonna have to give us a hint. What they pick next. It's gonna be a 4 or a 3, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like they have flexibility, right? Because New Guys has already started responding to their draft. So now they can kind of set the tempo as we move forward through these picks. Okay, that's one way to go about it. Straight away into the Faceless Void. 3rd pick.
Yeah, these guys are not messing around, man. Not messing about at all. A hero that, well, with Witch Doctor, he's fine on the lane. He shouldn't be feeling super pressured. Clockwork is not really one of the heroes that can really catch him out and do a lot to him. He's one of the heroes that can also deal with PL, with the Void, with the Chrono, but we have a response of Pugna. So, is this gonna be... Does Patus play Pugna though? Is this gonna be like Clock Pugna offlane? It's possible, right? It could be.
Good. But they got the flexibility. They probably want to see what Wind Rain take to respond, and as a result, they can flex. But Pugna, it's not terrible against the Faceless Void. Usually you want some sort of dot, though, just because Time Warp becomes irrelevant in the laner phase because you can't walk off much of the damage.
Yeah, but also if you remember, Wind and Rain was using Pugna versus New Guys, so maybe this is like a deny pick, and it works for New Guys too. Like, it's all right for them. Like, here, they don't really... Let's see this. Anti-Mage.
Okay! That's so... Right. This should be a Crystal Maiden support then. Offlane Void, Anti-Mage in the safe lane. You're going to need someone to bridge that mid game, though. You need someone to fill that requirement of space you're looking for. Do you pick... I was wondering about...
Quaswex and Walker.
You think...
Quaswex and Walker.
Okay, you think... Actually, that's a fair one, because I don't think we've seen Wind and Rain play Death Prophet. That's kind of a go-to for when you see the Void, but I like that more. Actually, Invoker, it's not got a downtime. It can just be active. We've seen how effective they use it on the side of Wind and Rain. Like, that was... up and down the map constantly last time we saw it.
it's a hero that doesn't really like what they have a problem right now is that their offlaner is all about his cooldowns, right? The Chronosphere has a huge cooldown, so you have to play around that. So you need something on mid that does not have a long cooldown on anything. So yeah, you can go something more. Let's see. The problem is you don't know if what lane this Pugna is gonna occupy. Where is she gonna go? Where is he gonna go? So you have to kind of think about that. But Quaswex Invoker definitely not greedy and could work. The only problem is if he's gonna get too crushed super early on in the laning stage. That's the only issue. And Anti-Mage Void, man, if you do go for the Quaswex, where's your damage? Like, where is it coming from? Like Witch Doctor and Crystal Maiden, and the Invoker ban. They hurt us, man.
They know. They're not going to mess around. Like Wind and Rain, if any team has been running Invoker very effectively in this tournament, it's them.
Yeah, and that Quaswex, man, it does so much. Even if you didn't, I mean, no, we can't. Like, there's no way. I mean, you can go for Exhort, but dude, you have Void, you have AM. It's so much. The Exhort, it's great if you have like a Void core, like one, because he then you might have something other on the offlane, so you can combo the Sunstrike. But Exhort plus Anti-Mage, that's just so greedy. That couldn't have happened, yeah. But Invoker aside, they need something else now. Something that can combo with that Chrono. What could they get? There's a Pugna versus them, so they have to keep that in mind.
Well, Mirana's not terrible here. I got banned out in the first phase.
Yeah, because of 4F, he's been running it all the time.
I still want to say the Death Prophet, but I don't think I've seen them ever play Death Prophet. It's also a cooldown to play around, but it does create that kind of space buffer and gets towers early on.
That's a big issue. The TA ban. I mean, can't be Zeus. I don't think so. It's possible, but not really great versus these.
Maybe Lina?
That's an easier pick, definitely. An easier hero to play versus these guys.
A little bit worried about the Clockwork, maybe, with the hook shot, but other than that, it does handle these heroes quite well, and it does come online quickly.
And the Pugna ward. Problematic.
True.
Let's see. Puck.
Okay, when was the last time you saw a Puck game?
I saw Puck a week ago. It was in my pub, and Braille was playing it.
Oh, how convenient here.
How convenient, yeah. He was practicing Puck in my game. Well, let me tell you a story of a 15-minute Puck that sells all his items and goes and farms Ancients. It was just like these NA guys in the EU dotes, man. Like I'm learning so much. Like I didn't know that Puck without items can farm Ancients that well. Oh, Brood, I'm done.
No.
I'm done.
Well, they're going to want to battle Fury very quickly on Ritsu to deal with that, but the start of this game is definitely going to feel in you guys' favor.
Dude, this is filth.
God, this is... I mean, you don't really expect that. We said Wind and Rain was being greedy with their picks, and they get punished in the end by the Brood pick.
You know what? The biggest thing is Exotic Deer has been playing PL the last 2 games. And Exotic Deer is the guy that plays Brood. So that's why they didn't ban it, most likely. Maybe they just forgot about it. But if Exotic Deer is the PL player, Nisha is not the Brood player. So they were kind of alright. They have the Exotic Deer on the PL. Let's not ban the Brood. And Exotic Deer is one amazing Brood player, by the way. Let's see if he can do enough. But Huck should not be able to have a good game, like especially with the recent changes to the Brood Mother.
Yeah, 50% magic resistance makes it pretty unlikely anyone on this team can deal with the Spiderlings before they get a Battle Fury on the Anti-Mage.
Actually, that's the thing. Like, I don't see any of their heroes. Like, usually in games you see like one way or another of dealing with that Brood, but they have nothing. Like, Chronosphere perhaps, but you can say Chrono works versus anyone, right? Versus any hero. But nothing else. You can maybe scout him out with a Crystal Nova, but not really reliable. The Cask is very bad versus the Spiderlings. Puck can't clear them, only on the later levels, reliably at least, and Dream Coil can catch her, but Oh, a tough game for Wind and Rain, man. They might get cheesed game 1 by this Brood pick. But
it's that type of hero, like controversial heroes. Brood just ranks high up there. It's that type of hero that you have to have a clear counter for, right? Most heroes you can go, okay, a counter is beneficial, but there's still a way. The thing about a Brood is you give it too much space, it takes all your towers. You put too many heroes on it, everyone else can win the game.
yeah, everyone else has a good time, so it is problematic, definitely. And leaving this Puck alone, well, it's a hero that doesn't really die to Brood, so there's that. So he's gonna be able to take the aggro away from the tower for as long as the Brood doesn't decide to wrap around and then farm the shrine and the creep skip between the tier 1 and tier 2. Bounties go the way of Wind and Rain, though.
Yep,
right?
They got 3 of them in the end,
Three.
but there was a D ward by El Sash. He got the observer they put down in the bot lane.
But bounties, man. Bounties, dude.
It's true, but
3
glorious, nutritious observer wards. And you get XP for them, remember?
Yeah, but only one hero, while everyone
That's
else
true.
gets plus 40. So, the Brood Mother.
Hey, this lane is just going to get... I feel like this lane's going to get out of control very quick. Once Exotic Deer reaches about level 4, Braille can't really do anything anymore.
Yeah, I really think let's do it, or the new guys they would prefer having Witch Doctor on this bottom lane because he could heal both of them once the Crystal Nova is used.
Kato? Kato's dead. First blood gets drawn. I'm not sure what that positioning was. The kind that gets you killed, actually.
Wait, so you die versus a Witch Doctor that has Voodoo Restoration and versus a Blink Anti-Mage. Good stuff, Katsor. Good stuff, man.
Good start. Good start.
He's showing me new ways of how to play those. Like, it's amazing. The last 2 games... by the way, this is the, I think, 3rd or 4th game in a row that I'm watching him that he has had first blood. I'm not claiming or anything, it's just interesting.
He's just getting out of the way, all right?
Yeah, he's always kind of in that position. I just wonder if he's doing this on purpose. Like, to get region.
Nisha getting low here for Ev. Wanted to fight with both of these. But Shadow Word out. Bashes. Come on. Just go for the RNG. Just pray. Millen can't get involved because he's almost dead due to the fatal bonds.
Yeah, he's super low too. But he has mana for the Crystal Nova if he decides to go in. Alright, so Katsur last game he died versus a Phoenix as Crystal Maiden, this time versus an AM as Wish Doctor. Interesting lanes. Like I would have never guessed that this is gonna happen. Perhaps if you see a Cask and Maledict, but without that, I expected bottom lane to be more volatile, right?
Yeah, it's definitely more defensive in the top. You've got the Voodoo Restoration, you've got the Decrepify. It should be the lane where kills don't really happen that much.
So far, mid, Puck doing fine, but these last hits, you have to understand that some of those are from the Spiderites, so he's not really getting a lot. Like, how much do you get? Like 5 gold? How much do you get from one
It's pretty
Spiderite?
low. They nerfed it, didn't they?
Yeah.
When they changed the magic resistance, they also nerfed how much gold you get for the spiders. But this is when he's got only 1 point in the webs. Once you start leveling that up, suddenly the spiders can just harass constantly. Oh, the Courier! Snipe! He gets it. And I had the Sentry on it as well.
Oh, 9.
Meanwhile,
9
top.
gold, man.
Cat still needs to be careful. Got the Maledict on him. Trying to do enough damage out of mana. But it's only level 1 Maledict. He should be fine. Take a lot of damage regardless. And Pathos runs out of mana as well.
Should be fine. They have mangoes though if they decide to continue laning here. And yeah, Katsur is just gonna use one mango and salve up, and he's fine. By the way, you get 9 gold. Not 10.
Ah, it's 9. It used to be higher. Like, what was it? Was it 18 before? I think they halved it.
You get 9 for the big guy and 3 for the small one. So
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
for the yeah, very pathetic. Especially if you feed a courier, it gives out so much to the enemy team.
Nisha, moving across. Millen's pretty slow here. They'll chase through. Nice use of time dilation. Moving forward, Nisha. Can't finish this off, but the failed bonds, they
This
might be able to
creep,
get him. Hit the creeps, not for Rev. Hit the creeps. Okay, he's come back in. Millen, Spirit Lance. Now hit the creeps. Hit them. Beat
Now
his
the
little
creeps.
face in. One more.
that-
One more, he's dead. He gets him.
Yeah, they get it. He moved back in though. He moved back in. That's why he died. He wanted to use one more Crystal Nova, and because of that, he paid the ultimate price. The Spirit Lance was on point, so even though he had sticks, he was not able to survive. However, that did make Warlock port back, and because of that, Nisha is gonna be kind of stuck here alone for a wave or two.
with barely any regen left.
Yeah.
They did get the D ward as well. They knew there was an obs there as a result of that.
Nisha?
No points in the frostbite. He doesn't know that, so he defensively doppelgangs anyway. Meanwhile, mid, Braal's being chased down here. Uh-oh, he used the illusory orb to farm, and he pays the price here. Exotic Deer already diving the tier 1.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you try and go aggressively with that orb, you're definitely going to be downed by the Brood. And right now, Brood's level 6. Man. Brood level 6, Puck level 4.
It's looking pretty grim already. But they're going in. Bash. Oh, no. Saved by the Shadow Word. Nisha's fine.
Yeah, he already gave up. Like, he bashed him, but at the same point, he was giving up, so he went back.
But that's the point of commitment, Liz. That's like, okay, RNG's on my side. Let's see if we can get it again. Forever taking a lot of damage, though. Okay, they can't finish him off.
They didn't have the lands.
They were getting Millen low as well because they hit them both with the Fatal Bonds again.
There's a regional rune on both, but no one scouted it out, so they're just gonna go back and shrine.
They'll spot it afterwards. That's the worst part. Is when you just walk in the river and go, God, really?
What happened, by the way? They took all 4 runes! Oh, you gave them 4 bounty runes. What are you thinking?
Charity case, right? Because, you know, it's a handicap against this Broodmother that they still have no answer for.
I mean, I at least expected this clock to be taking top runes, because he kinda can, right? You can't really run him down. You lose 4 bounties.
I mean, you say you can't run him down. They did get the first blood at level 1 on this guy.
Oh, yeah. You're right. My bad. Bottom lane for
Rev, force back the time walk.
Aggressive.
And this is the thing. It takes so long to recover off that aggression early because of the time walk cooldown. Villain? They ping. They know he's around it. Elsash is going to walk into him. The failed bonds means that
can turn
Rev,
around.
can he actually come back in? And let's create a lot of space with this, actually. Go for the TP. Nothing to stop him.
Yeah. Top lane?
They almost get Patos. Oh, the Maledict! 4 HP, you'll live.
Almost. So close. 4 HP, man. So lucky.
Is it luck or is it calculated?
It's calculated. Of course it's calculated. Patus God knows exactly what his boundaries are. Plays insanely well. Bottom lane, Nisha, Forever, trading kits. These lanes are so static, man. Come on, give us blood.
It's
guys.
back
Come
and
on.
forth. Like, as soon as he uses time walk, it's like watching a Doom with Scorched Earth. He's used it, now he has to walk away. Nisha, though, getting low here. And put a point in the Frostbite still. Inland go for the 2-0-2.
I mean, it's a lot. I don't like it. It's fun to play it like this. 2-0-2 is great. But at the same time, on this particular lane, you could be getting kills if you had one in Frostbite. That would be great, but overall, yeah, this is good too.
Nisha?
It
Go
allows you
forward
to
here. They see Millen. They're going to move on top of him. He has got the Crystal Nova for 6 seconds. They should be able to finish him off. The Jukes! Not good enough.
Almost.
Nisha turns around. He hits pretty hard with that lance.
Yeah, the problem here is if he had the Frostbite, it would have been... Like, it would have been very easy for him to kill Nisha. Now, you would argue that maybe he wouldn't have mana, but he had those mana.
Bryle?
On the same time,
Bryle? Is he dead here?
Bryle?
Where's the spit? There it is. He used the illusory orb, and as soon as he did, he was dead.
Millen
Millen,
well.
though, needs to be careful as well. They've got no more webs because no mana to work with on Exotic Deer, but Millen almost falls regardless.
And now he's forced to run back, heal up.
It's like there's a tiering system to Broods, right? It's like he's diving the tier 1, he's diving the tier 2. Usually what happens is they then start diving the tier 3 and die, but this is worrying. Very worrying. The anti-mage, he's not doing too bad. In terms of CS, doing pretty well actually at 45-16. But by the time you're online with that Battle Fury, how much is the Brood going to have?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how much are you going to be able to do with your Void and your AM? Because this Brood is going to be huge. So the only question is, like, the game has changed a bit. So it's much... You don't get as much from towers. And it's harder to push high ground. So maybe that's the silver lining here for them. As they do have 2 super greedy cores on the side lanes. But will those cores be able to, like, make a comeback on time? As this Brood has taken completely over the mid. I mean, Puck does have more CS, but he's nowhere close in network. Oh, Puck again.
Brawl has to retreat. Does go to lose your orb in the end. Exotic Deer was just hanging around like Willy, and he does.
Bot lane for him.
His first getting low. Spirit Lance will do a lot, but he should be fine getting out of this. Meanwhile, they might turn around to Millen. They have no way of really slowing him down. Well, apart from that, Spirit Lance. Oh, nice blocks actually coming out from Misha. You might better find us in the Millen. Cuts the tree, going through. One more hit will do it. There's the Spirit Lance. Oh, he gets him.
Those blocks, man. That's why he got him. Any other scenario, he survives here.
You know what? There was concerns. We were like, okay, Nisha's not the regular PL player. It's Exotic Deer, but he's making it work. School on the bot lane at the moment.
It's not the guy that we usually see playing the PL, but he's been doing very well so far. He's been doing so well. And this Brood on mid.
Oh, well, that's happening. Right. Pugner in the top. Mana Void just disappears. We're paying attention to the mid, though, because it looks like Exotic Deer is about to take this tier 1. He might get Bra as well, because he's usually lose your all before he was going through, but no. Bra tries to juke him out, and in the end, the joke's on him. That should be the tier 1 go.
Dominator. What do you think about Helm of Dominator? This guy wants your towers. This guy wants more units. He's not satisfied with the spider rights alone.
It's a different way to go, but actually think about the damage he does with his spiders. If he buys himself 1 or 2 extra attacks, and maybe on a Forever here, got the Time Walk. Time Dilation trying to move away. Exotic Deer, he's like, I'm not done with you yet. You'll have to be.
The problem is
the Centaur can't go through things.
Yeah, the Centaur does not have unobstructed movement, so...
Please do not buff that, Ice Frog. We don't need to see what happens when a Centaur walks over tree lines. I mean, we see that when the hero gets an axe, and it looks pretty horrible.
I dare you.
Well, chase it through. Lose your orb up. The web's there. He knows his experience. He doesn't want it again, though.
One more web.
Webs, the spiders. Ryle, he can't get out. He's got no points in the phase shift either. He's going to die again.
Top lane, Patos.
Jumping in. Patos. Maledict's on him. He's going to turn around with the Never Blast. There's a decent amount of damage to the anti-mage, but with Millen here, they can't look to pursue. Him on the mid. Forever. You don't want to be in this lane.
Time warp.
Yeah, he's got Time Warp, but his web's down. But Exotic Deer's going to chase. Time Dilation coming out. Trying to slow him down a little bit. They can get the stomp on this, then Forev's going to die. There it is. They move across to spit through. Forev's fallen. This is just getting grim.
Man, Exotic Deer doing so much right now. I won't call it yet.
No, it's not cool, but it's more the case of while this is happening, the PL is farming pretty damn well. And because you start bringing Void across the mid lane, now no one's contesting him at all.
Yeah, and the Void still isn't 6 even. Like he's been running around trying to make space for his team. But the only thing that he successfully did was feed his Brood. So yeah, not great for them. Definitely not a great position that they're in.
Lose your orb. Hatzel's here though, the hook shot in, the cogs, they'll trap him in. Move across, the spiders, they want lunch. Oh, they bait him perfectly. Now in the bot lane. Trying to respond to Nisha. He almost got the tower there. Krishnov goes out. The courier. They don't even try and kill her.
Brood games, man. Great stuff. Great stuff. It's running around killing you with spiders. Like it's some people's worst nightmares right here.
The interesting part is that with that space we talk about, Nisha's choosing to go for the hood first. He wants to get involved in these fights early.
Still the hood, huh? He doesn't want to die in the chrono, apparently.
Uh-oh. Millen just got found by Katzel. I'll move across. The spiders are here. You gotta keep feeding these children. You know, it's a lot of mouths to feed. You don't want them to report you to child services. And Forever got the Time Walk. Has to use it. But Exotic Deer's waiting for him. Instead, hold him in place. They'll run him down. This is 2 lanes now he's dominant. The only one he hasn't gone to is the top, and that's probably because Ritsu's getting close to that Battle Fury now.
It's kind of too far away from
it's a little bit for the webs.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna just destroy it. And you can see the way he planted his webs. They're all around bottom and mid, and he's just farming the Ancients, these 2 camps, and all the creeps around as well. So he's almost 8k net worth, 12 minutes, 13 minutes in, so he has a lot. He has a ton to work with, and he definitely is doing a lot of work. Sometimes, like we see these Broods, they have a good laning stage, and they aren't countered, but they still fall off. This guy has already done so much.
Needs to be careful. It could go into him, but he's got no mana to work with is the problem.
Yeah, Brood has to be careful here as well. Oh, he has a pipe. Full pipe.
Okay, this is problematic.
So he doesn't have to be careful any longer. He doesn't really care.
It's kind of smart actually, because you identify that the Puck plus Witch Doctor is your biggest threat. That combo with the Maledict and the damage that you get from the magic. Now, who's going to kill Exotic Deer? There's not really anyone. Yeah, but he needs to be found alone without a team, right?
Chrono, Freezing Field, and Witch Doctor ulti. It's still physical from Witch Doctor, so it can still work. Like the Death Ward deals physical damage, so the pipe doesn't really help you too much there. You still have a lot of
He's coming out. Rev. Cogs down already. They jump through the trees. They find Millen. Nisha just running him down here. Forever will escape. Nisha won't be so lucky, and that's now going to be the tier 2 fallen. You're going to run out of towers very quick at this rate.
Man, this Brood, mother pick. Ah, the field!
I gotta give it to him though. Exotic is playing perfectly right. Usually the mistake we
so well,
but the mistake we see made is this overconfidence sets in, and then you go straight high ground. Instead, he's exposed multiple lanes, and he's playing around his team.
Yeah, the team is playing very well around this route as well. Not only him that's playing well on the Brute, the whole team is playing well. But they are on the high
Go
ground.
down. Oh, hook shot in. They go straight to Kitrak. Kato wants this kill on the back foot. Nisha going deeper. Need to be careful. Frev starts the chrono, but he doesn't want to throw it out. They do force the buyback on the Witch Doctor. They'll look to get outside the base. Forev getting low on HP. Needs to be careful. Time Walk's already been used, which means he now can't commit with the chrono easily. He has to have them come to him. And Nisha, he just wants to go to the tower.
Well, he's gonna have to fall back. His Brood is not there yet. He's gonna have to wait at least. And the Brood is
Brood is there. Exotic Deer going in. Scaring the crap out of Millen every time. This guy's gonna have a heart attack before he can even die to the spiders at this rate. It's gonna be the tier 3.
The tower is gone, it seems. And now Shrines, or do you go for Axes? What do you
They
think?
want racks. They want the ranged racks. Why not? They can do the damage. They've got a Pugner here. And the position is perfect. You can't really catch more than one with a chrono. Brev needs to be careful.
Nisha is just in a good position on the right side, at the same time Exotic Deer on the left. If they even go on you, you always have the Chaotic Offering to counter the goal with. There's still this Pugna. If you use the chrono, he can just...
There you go. Chrono
fire.
comes in. They
Oh,
stack up free. And the Kettle Over go down in return. Brev stunned up in time. Patos should be fine. We'll move away, but there's the pop coming. He'll die. Ritsu rotates round, but Brow's going to die in return. On the other side of the fight, the freeze field going out. Millen, it's not doing enough damage. Nisha to have melt through him. Now Nisha being chased on by Forev. The batch coming out, but the root holding Forev in place. He's going to die. Double kill for Ritsu. You got 3 dead for 2. And as a result, they are very confident to just go back in and finish off that melee racks. And all that Ritsu can do is farm the creep waves, so no more pushing.
I mean, he got a kill on Patos. Not really great for them. They lost the full side 16 minutes in, man. Like, this is looking grim. They're gonna lose these shrines now. The tier 2 on mid is next to fall, most likely. And from then on, like, new guys, they can do whatever they want to. They can either decide to go for Rosh after the mid tier 2 or just continue pushing, because they're so strong. This itemization is amazing. I love it. It's not something you necessarily see on Brood Mothers way too often. Most recently, the usual thing is like diffusals and Mask of Madnesses or whatnot, but screw that, man. Pick pipe, get Helm of Dominator, and just push in. This has been such a good performance by the whole team of new guys so far.
Do you go back for the Radiance next? Like the old school Radiance? Go for the AC. Do you feel like a Radiance is better, or is the AC the right move here?
I think AC is better. Like, it secures you even harder to push in. You can get the Radiance, yeah, it's alright.
Big call in the mid. They want to kill him. Katsu, he says, fine, I'll fight. He jumps straight in with the hook shot. Brawl needs to be careful here, but they will be able to get killed. He needs to back away now. As Exotic Deer was looking to play fetch with the illusory orb, Brawl's going to try and move away, but they're moving across right now. The Spies coming through. Millen trying to help out with the Crystal. No, Brawl. You'll be able to get away with the illusory orb. Now he just needs to get the hell out of their jungle. Maybe not the safest place to be for him right now. Or maybe it is, because in the top lane, new guys, they're pushing in. They're taking this tier 2, and they'll look to take the tier 2 in the mid soon afterwards as Exotic Deer is getting more spiders again.
That's actually great. A great thing from Wind and Rain, because they get a kill, but at the same time they make more space for their AM to push.
They're going high
This
ground
push
again.
on top lane, yeah, but this push is not going to happen because Ritsu is already positioned so well. He's going to
Needs
just
to be
break
careful.
their creeps. Yeah.
Oh, Spider's coming in, actually. They decide they've thrown out enough. They can start harassing. They'll force out the glyph already. No
They need to
chrono
kill that
available for
catapult.
2 more seconds. They could throw this out. They want to go for a Forev. Time dilation has to use the time walk defensively.
Like, Ritsu did the right thing. He's creep skipped 2 waves in a row, but this nasty little catapult, the siege creep, is still staying alive. Like, they need to kill it if they want to stop this push.
It's good use of the spiders from Exotic Deer. He's keeping all aggro off that catapult. Brev, he wants to use this chrono, but they're split. And they don't have the death ball for 10 more seconds. They don't even have the mana to use it on Kidrak. Other tower's going to fall.
Man, this catapult, they're so lucky that it's the right wave when they started pushing.
Is it luck, or is it calculation, though?
Calculated,
Brev?
man, of course.
Forced
Full
away
calculation.
again. Time walk, but look at this. Spirit Lance through. He's run out of mana. He hasn't actually got enough for the chrono. Use the stick. Try to. No. Nietzsche just finds it. The defusal timing is good. And as a result, that's going to be a second lane fall. And they can't defend this without the chrono. And Ritsu, all he can do is creep, skip, and farm.
This is awful for them right now. Yeah, Ritsu is keeping up. He's going to have his Manta very soon. He actually went ahead of Brood. Even though all the lanes have been taken. Well, not the mid lane, but 2 lanes have been completely taken. Ritsu is still on top of the network. Like, he's still farming insanely well, creep skipping, doing the best that he can. Like, the worst thing that he could have done in these situations is go back and try and fight them, because then he would have died as well, and it would have been a disaster. He did not fall in that trap that I see so many carries fall. Like, he played it smart, but playing smart lost you 2 full lanes. Are you able to actually make a comeback?
You can't afford a third lane fall, is the problem.
Yeah.
He has to start fighting now.
He's gonna have the Manta though. Most likely he's gonna have it, so he's gonna be able to fight. But this
Living it.
Brood is just so tanky.
Well, just already hit on the tower. And got no glyph available. Ritsu trying to charge forward, but needs to be careful. Nisha hits pretty hard himself. Rev. Chrono coming out though. They're going to catch him through the hook shot on the back, missing on the kid track. The Kill Goblin does get dropped on the back foot, and Pugger trying to do some work. Will be fine. He'll move away with the help of the Glimmer Cape, and the Dream Core going down. Catching on through. Kato creates his own space with the Cogs in the meantime.
For Axis.
Now they go for it. The pop comes through. They'll finally go to Patos, but like you say, they're on the racks. They don't even care. Take our back line. We don't need them because you're about to get Megas, and it's only 20 minutes in the game. Ritsu has to go in and fight right now. This is more or less feeling like the last 2 rocks. I don't know if they can hold against Megas. Freezing field on the back foot. Exotic. Oh, nice push away with the Cogs again. They'll finally come to Millen. Nisha trying to move away. They need 1 bash. Can they get it? That's the question. The buyback's coming out. They're chasing for Exotic there. He says, fine, I'll fight. Ritsu getting low on HP. It looks like he's going to fall. The battery assault way too much. They will overwhelm the PL at least, but they'll pay in return. And now Exotic there moving away in the tree line. Oh, the pain of dealing with Brood. The cast's going to come out. The Malady, the Death Ward just to ensure the kill on the other side of the fight. The Frostbite's going to go down on Katsaw. He'll go for the TP out, but no, the bash. First hit from Pharem. They'll get the whole team in the end, but they lose their entire base in the end as a result of that. At 20 minutes in.
20 minutes in, you've been megaed. Like, you have no ways of defending. So yeah, you have the anti-mage. Well, you don't have him right now. He's dead. And now they're thinking, do we just call it? Let's go next game and ban Brood? Or do we try and defend? Because you can argue that they have maybe a stronger late game, but they've lost everything. Just maybe if this game took a bit longer and then they've been mega, but man, it's like this Brood just has an AC now as well. It's been waiting for her, so I don't know. It's grim tidings for Wind and Rain, definitely. It's not looking great for them.
And it's that case of the only person who can really push these waves at all is Ritsu. Like, Puck doesn't actually do enough damage to clear the creeps now.
Yeah, and even Ritsu is having issues. He was forced to use the Manta on top lane. And eventually, like, one of these... Like, they're gonna go rush, right? There's nothing stopping them. Go rush, take that Aegis, and after that...
Going aggressive, actually.
You know, it's one of those moves. While my team is taking rush, I'm showing
Create that
myself...
zone space, yeah.
Yeah, I'm creating space. I'm showing myself so they might think someone is around me, but when in fact my team is just easily taking the rush while you're not really interested. I mean, even if he wasn't showing himself, arguably, like, there's no way for Wind and Rain to contest it, because they can't push these lanes out. We see a Crystal Maiden on mid using her ulti to just clean one single wave.
Not going to keep him out for long, though. Every wave pushing in. And Ritsu is up to his old tricks. He's cutting the wave again, but can't hang around for too long. They could easily respond. With all the towers up and they're not engaging anywhere else, they know all the lane's going to push naturally anyway. Hook shot. Katsaw hits the creeps. Slight mistake made there. The Maledict and the Death Ward coming out. The Shadow won't return. They drop the rock on the 2. The Dream Core hit on the 2 and return. Exotic here. Again with his own space. The Chrono coming in on 3. Can they do enough work? It's a question, though, for Rev. He barely hits for anything. Sash not in full threat. Will finally die, maybe. The life drain, though, for Rev. Forces the time walk away. He's hiding in the trees. Will can't take a escape. But Ritsu, in full retreat, they're chasing onto him. Doing a lot of damage to spit through. Tries to dodge with the mana, but it doesn't matter. He gets killed off. Bryle trying to force them away, but GG. They know it's over. As soon as they lose their anti-mage, they lose any hope of keeping the creeps out of this base.
Yeah, the funniest part was, like, Ritsu was trying to creep skip over the bottom, and when they went onto high ground, he started porting. But while he was porting, the creeps dealt so much damage to him that he couldn't even fight. The mega creeps got him to like 40% HP as he was porting, just in that port duration. Overall, I think you just shake it off if you are Wind and Rain and you remember that there's a Brood picker versus you, and you ban that. And that's it, honestly. Like, this game was a complete Brood fest, nothing more. They just got brooded. It's just one of those things. Luckily for them, it wasn't a decisive game. It's a best of 5, so they still have a lot of games to play and to make a comeback.
Definitely not how most people thought this was going to open up, though. Especially when they got their hands on the CM and the Witch Doctor. We're like, okay, that's a good start. They can drag this out late enough. But new guys, they went, okay, we've done this strategy. We know you want to go late. why not pick a Brood? Like I said, they just got brooded. They had no solution to it. It was greedy from Win and Rain, though. We did say that in the draft. It felt greedy when we saw both the Faceless Void and the Anti-Mage.
I mean, right? Both of these heroes. I think what alleviated that greediness was the Puck, because the Puck is one of those heroes that can do a lot very early on. But at the same time, he couldn't do anything because he was brooded. Yeah, but still very greedy. Like both Anti-Mage and Void. Not something that we see way too often in the current meta, definitely.
Well, guys, that's only game one. Like Liz said, there's loads of games ahead of us. This is the best of 5. So, new guys, they need 2 more victories. Let's see if Win and Rain can start to draw it back, or if new guys is just going to increase their lead. Stay tuned, guys.